Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
That's me.
You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can click the buttons, go to Apple, Spotify. You can go to a page that has other providers. You can probably find us on your favorite provider. And if you can't, email me at avgnflpod at gmail.com, and I will look into getting it to your favorite provider. But if you won't want to do any of that, you can just click the player on the website and listen there. You can also check us out on Facebook, and you can listen to us on YouTube and stuff like that. So go give us a like, follow, subscribe. Even if you listen on the page, go to somewhere and subscribe, or go everywhere and subscribe.
Yes, do that.
We do appreciate the listeners and the new listens that we've been getting. That's super motivating to be able to click on and see that our numbers have gone up. And
a little bit of feedback too. I think they're talking some shit about us in a couple of your leagues, right? I'm fine. I'm here for that.
And so we'll take it all. Whether I listen to it or not, or whatever, that's a whole different story. But you feel free to feed back as much as you want.
Yes.
We're going to be breaking down the NFC East, but before that, we'll hit a little bit of news. This is way too intense for the news I'm about to bring. Planes have hit that tower. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa! Not the news we're here to bring.
That music is so intense. I feel like I got to bring something big. You got to bring some
really big news.
Yeah.
This just in. Diddy was released.
Turns out Diddy was innocent. Let's see. Anthony Richardson dislocated his finger. He didn't get hit from the blind side. He got hit from the right up in his face side, but I guess he has been hanging around Will Levis because he had no awareness. But he got popped pretty good. But
he had awareness?
Will Levis?
Either of them.
Well, Anthony Richardson, I thought, had some awareness, but apparently he doesn't have any awareness.
Just the awareness to lower his shoulder and run directly into six defenders?
Yeah. So it's not, I think everything's fine. He's probably going to be back in practice on Monday. I don't think it's anything crazy, but it is what it is with him. Richardson has had the injury bug ever since he's got to the league.
Yeah,
so.
It's only a matter of time. As it seems to current up to now, it's just like you're waiting on what the next injury is, and it's nerve-wracking.
This just in, the Bengals defense is hot garbage.
That's not in. That's been. I want to go back to like 5 years ago or 4 years ago when I predicted them having a decent record accidentally,
and they went to the Super Bowl. And they still had a garbage,
and their defense was super garbage then. There was definitely that's been a thing. It's just
it's definitely a thing.
It's become
they better get Trey Hendrickson signed because
that's all they have.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it did not look good.
Hopefully they talk to like Jamar Chase and T Higgins, and they're like, "Hey, look, dude, we know we gave y'all a bunch of money, but if y'all don't want to be on the field the entire game, we need to pay Trey Hendrickson some of y'all's money."
No, because they're good with it, because that just means they're going to each get 175 targets a game.
Yeah, but they're going to be so tired that by the time they get to week 14, they're going to have to sit out for a while. They're going to play 17 games of gameplay in 12 weeks of actual football. Because they're going to be on the field.
That's another scale. You know how we have football age. We're going to have to come up with the game time. It's like, yeah, I get it. He's only played 12 games, but the fact that his offense is on the field all the time, he's actually played 18 games.
Well, that's what it's going to have to change their game percentage. It's going to be like 93%, but in actuality, they were out there 162%. We
can figure out what the average snaps are on offense for the league wide.
Yep.
And then anything over the average is a plus 100, past 100%.
Past 100%. So, like, if they're out there for 62% of the game when you should only be out there for 48% of the game.
Right.
That extra 14% should play part of.
You're starting to get into some math and
the plus ones. They add up.
We're about to derail everything when we're going to start trying to, especially if we're going to start trying to figure out percentages. And the percentages you were throwing out weren't even even numbers.
Oh no, I'm bad about that. I learned a long time ago. If you throw out shit that doesn't make people can't comprehend right away, they don't question it.
They don't question it.
They go along with it.
You could have been. So that just means that he played 126% instead of 100. And
everybody would have been like, "Yep, you're right."
That's the old adage of even if you're wrong, be wrong with confidence.
Be wrong with confidence. You're right. Yep, that's what I'm here for.
All right, but yeah, on the other side, Tanner McKee looks good. I mean, in Dynasty, he's a backup you're going to want to roster, especially if you got Jalen Hurts. McKee looked good last year in the time that he had to play when Jalen was out. And if Hurts goes out, then I'm not saying Tanner's going to take Jalen's job or anything crazy. I'm just saying he's a good backup to have. And to especially protect yourself if you have Hurts, and if you don't have Hurts and you got a roster spot, grab him so that if Hurts gets hurt, then you can trade him for something to the Hurts manager.
Exactly.
So I hope that all didn't hurt listening to.
It made some sense. That's all it needs to do.
Let's see. Keaton Mitchell looked good.
Yeah.
He had 9 carries, 68 yards, and a couple touchdowns. We were talking before, Justice Hill did get a contract, and he's kind of the de facto backup behind Derrick Henry. But I really think if Henry goes down, I think Keaton Mitchell is going to be the running back of that equation. So he's also somebody, a good handcuff to probably have. Dude's super explosive. And I mean, I don't know what is how many years does Derrick Henry have left? 40, 50 maybe?
I don't even want to try to guess anymore.
Keaton Mitchell will be retired for 10 years before Derrick Henry hangs up the spikes.
That's 100% true. Keaton Mitchell will probably be a running back coach in the league.
he'll be Derrick Henry's running back coach.
Yeah, he'll be his coach, and he's just gonna come to practice and be like, dude, just do what you want.
Yeah. At that point,
yeah, you just do what you want.
But yeah, so let's see. That's not. I mean, Tyreek's dealing with an oblique, so that's something you want to monitor. There's some other small injuries going around. I think Malik Neighbors is dealing with a toe. So, those are things you just try to, right. Everybody's getting a little banged up. Knock on wood, nothing major has yet to happen. It's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen, but,
offensively, CJ Gardner-Johnson got that ACL thing with his knee. It's a good possibility he misses most, if not all of the season. Last I read.
If he's ACL, I would bet money he's going to.
They're saying it's a strain they're saying it's a strain, not a tear yet, but it hasn't been fully confirmed. But it's definitely bad enough where they know he's missing weeks into the season, right? And there's talk of it being a season. And I mean, we have had some significant. Joe Mixon's looks like he's going to be missing
miss
weeks. Some time and and stuff. And
like
that's both Texans. I mean, you're looking at this is a team we were kind of hoping coming through, and now. Defense is falling apart. Not falling apart.
Yeah,
injuries on defense.
Well, I mean,
on the offense.
Gardner-Johnson's is a pretty big cog in that defense.
And
I feel like they just got him this year.
They did. They signed it. It's a decent contract. It wasn't world breaking, but it was a decent contract. So, but no, that's just things that I've
Oh snap! I'm on the clock.
Ooh.
This is late in the draft. Let's see what my options
is this your 32 man?
No, I'm still in that draft though.
I was curious how that was turning out because I was getting interesting to see who you got to pick from in these 10th and 12th rounds.
It's not good.
I know it's deep, but
it's not good. I'll tell you that right now.
I kind of feel like I could help out and shine a little bit in those. I want to be in.
I'm gonna draft the guy that you're gonna talk about later. I'm gonna draft Darius Slayton.
Okay,
and this is in the 12th round.
It's a sleeper, man.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, hint towards later in the show.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it on the news. So from there, we're going to roll into
our record.
For the record, it's the 12th round of an 18-man league. So that's why it's that bare.
It's his third round pick in a 10-man league. He's taking Darius Slayton right now.
That bass player's just getting down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who put that baseline in, but homie was getting it. All right, the NFC East. All right, well, we'll go ahead and kick it off. I've got the Eagles at 13-3, the Cowboys at 11-6, the Commanders at 10-7, and the Giants at 5-12.
I'm pretty close. I got Eagles at 12-5, Cowboys 9-8, Commanders 9-8, and Giants 4-13.
Okay, well we got the same order. You just don't have as much faith in the Cowboys and Commanders to.
And I'll be honest with you, looking at some of the games for the Giants, I would not be surprised if they go like 7 instead of 4.
I will say this: the Giants are I think every division. I won't say every division, but there's these teams that are. I could easily see them going 5-12 or 10-7, and if they catch lightning in a bottle.
Well, and their defense is so good. Like coming off of last year, I mean, their defense was really good. Their offense was atrocious.
Yes, I mean, we're going to kick it off with them anyway, so we just roll into it. So.
Yeah, I mean, they scored what, like 15 total touchdowns, I think, or something insane. Like it was
16, if I'm not like as a total offense.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous, and it can't do nothing but get better.
If you ask me.
And I know how well their defense is, and I'm looking at some of the other teams they're playing at that. Like I gave them the win against the Minnesota Vikings, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do beat the Vikings.
Right.
Just because I don't know what JJ
McCarthy
McCarthy
the loss
is
against the Vikings, but you wouldn't be surprised if they win.
That's what I meant. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like there's certain like matches that it's like I don't want to say the Giants are going to win because then you're going to get all this flack about, oh no, why do you think that? But I look at it on paper, they shouldn't win.
Well,
but I wouldn't be surprised if they come away with it. So
if there's one thing we know, the NFL, as much as we know that one team is better than the other. If you take, for example, the Panthers last year, they were not very good for all the season, but they took the Eagles to the wire when it still mattered. Mm-hmm. They took the Chiefs to the wire when it still mattered. Now the Panthers were not as good as the Eagles or the Chiefs, but and you know, as they say, any given Sunday,
situational football, man.
And so most teams, this isn't like college where guys are out there dropping 50. They're winning 50-3 or something.
Oh yeah.
Almost every week in games that you're like, this team should be way better than this team, and it's like a one-score game.
It comes down to a field goal, a last-minute field. We know the Chargers have lost so many just because of a last-minute field goal.
And so it's rare that you get a team consistently blown out throughout the season. I mean, these guys are getting paid a lot of money, and they're very smart. So it's really, it's like I said, there's these teams that we think are bad, but it's like, a thing goes here or there. If Russell Wilson has actually still got a little juice left, if the freaking head coach Brian Daboll, can catch a little bit of lightning in a bottle with the play calling like he did a couple of years ago when he made the playoffs with Daniel Jones. Yeah, we already know this defense is stout. Yep. We already know that like Tyron Tracy looked great last year. What is Scadaboo going to do? They've got Malik Neighbors, who's amazing,
top notch. Exactly.
And so
there's a lot that could just work out. Exactly.
We'll run through it. We've already kind of run through it, but yeah, they went. Russell Wilson signed with them. He signed a 1-year, $10.5 million deal. They went and picked up Jameis to be the backup. They do have the most interesting quarterback room with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and then Tommy DeVito. And so and then there wasn't much as far as notable when it comes to anybody else that they signed or re-signed on the offensive side. But then in the draft they grabbed we just mentioned him, Cam Scadaboo, who was amazing in college. We don't know what his in the 4th round, we don't know what his skill sets, how it's going to transfer into the NFL. Some people are high on it, and some people are like, this dude's going to be, you know, a specialist, a short yard specialist, and barely getting work. So we'll see. I'm on the side that I think Scadaboo is going to be a lot more. I don't know if he's going to take the backfield from Tracy and become the dude, but he's going to be a lot more involved than I think the haters think he is. And I don't think he's going to be as involved as those who love him think he is.
Yeah, I can see that.
They also got Jackson Dart, which means that DeVito will probably be gone because I can't imagine them carrying 4. And so Dart, I imagine if they do suck, if they do go like we've predicted, then I expect Jackson Dart to be getting started somewhere around week 6 or 7. Yeah, you know. But if they somehow do okay, then I project them to, you know, if they may ride Russ for a while and he may not get any touches. But yeah, you look at we just talked about the running backs with Tyron Tracy, who was good last year with Scadaboo. So there's still question marks to be answered in the backfield. Who's going to do what and how that's going to shake out. We know who the wide receiver one is. It's Malik Neighbors.
Oh, 100%.
That dude's the man. But who's going to step up on the other side? We know Wandell, he's not really an outside receiver. So he's more of an underneath kind of gadget guy. You got Jalen Hyatt, who I think they wanted to be that outside guy, but this dude's been straight asshole McGee since he's been in the league. So
not been good. Yeah, exactly.
And then you got your dude Darius Slayton, who they just paid this offseason, gave him a 3-year, $36 million deal. So they're not going to. They didn't pay him that to not get out there and get playing time. So
yeah, exactly.
I think he's going to be that second receiver, and Wandell will be working the slot. And then they got Theo Johnson, who I think is their tight end. I think is their sleeper pick at tight end.
Yeah.
Right now, for redrafts, if you're looking late and you're going to be streaming tight ends, you can get this dude virtually for free, and throw him on the bottom of your bench and see what happens at the beginning of the season. But if you look at what he was doing last season, at times they want to utilize him. He's very athletic. And that's what you look for at tight end when you want to pass catch tight end. You look for athleticism, and he's got a ton of it. But yeah, so there's a lot of questions with this offense, but there's a lot of fantasy value to be had. If you can figure out what running back is going to be the dude, then you can get you a running back too late in the draft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If Theo Johnson does hit, you get you a decent tight end late or for free off waivers. So
yeah, exactly.
If Slayton does hit, he's also way late. Like I said, I just got him in the 12th round of an 18-man league. So anything else you want to throw on that Giants pile?
Yeah, no, that's a Giants pile.
It is a giant pile. All right, the Commanders last year, they surprised everybody. Of course, with Jaden Daniels being what he is, looking like the real freaking deal out there. They made the playoffs, and they really upset a lot of teams and stuff last year. So with him at the helm, they didn't do a ton in the offseason when it comes to free agency, except go get Debo in a trade from the 49ers for a 5th-round pick. We're going to see what Debo has left in the tank. But they didn't really pick up any other, notable names. And then in the draft, let's see. I'm trying to remember. They didn't do anything. They got Jalen Lane, who there's been some buzz about him. And then Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Yeah.
In the 7th round. He's right now, because there's no clear definition at running back, there's been a little bit of buzz for him, but I don't expect him to be fantasy viable. Jalen Lane could be fantasy viable. He's a 4th-round pick for them. But we all know Jaden Daniels is a dude. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball. He's got it. Whatever it is, he has a ton of it. And I think that they really built an offense for him as opposed to forcing him into an offense. They've created an offense for him, and they went and got him another weapon in Debo. Last year it was the Terry McLaurin show, and now they got somebody on the other side that is better than what they had last year.
Definitely draws a threat. Yeah. It makes defenses, it brings them honest, back to it and all.
The running back is not Brian Thomas. He's a wide receiver
for a different team.
Yeah. Brian Robinson.
There it is.
Brian Robinson. And of course, Eckler is there, and we'll see if Eckler's got any juice left. There's some who think he does. And Brian Robinson, that dude's he's a beast. I think that if he gets the lion's share of the carries, he's going to be a really strong running back in the league. Their schedule shakes out at the beginning of the year that he could really start the season off really nice for the Commanders, but a game script's going to dictate because Brian Robinson doesn't get involved in the pass game much, and that's where Eckler is going to thrive, I think. Tight end, you got Old Man River, Zach Ertz out there.
Zach Ertz is interesting to me just because of the way that they pad his contracts. Mm-hmm. They give him like a little bit of money with a lot of incentive, and he shows up. I mean, like last year we saw, like last 3 games, it's like all of a sudden it's Ertz. He's getting wide open. He's blocking out and turning out. It's interesting if Ertz is on your waiver come week 10 and you need, something kind of.
Ertz is he's like a comfort. He's like a, if you go in you go in the kitchen late at night, you're looking for something to eat, and you're looking around, you can't really see anything that really catches your eye, but you got that pack of saltines, and you got a little bit of peanut butter.
Yeah.
So you're like, you know what? I wasn't really feeling this, but this will get me by.
It'll work.
Yeah,
It'll work.
he's just like that. You know, it's always that standby. I guess is that standby tight end. If you don't have anywhere else to go, throw Zach Ertz in there. He may only get you 6 points, but he could get you 12.
And getting late in the season, he starts working towards them incentives. It's like he's a whole new animal out there.
That's
like
true.
it's like
true.
If you get 6 touchdowns this year, we'll give you an extra $200,000. He'll get 5 in that next game. You know, he's got 1 all year long, and then
even
it's
if
like,
he gets a concussion like he did last year, he
don't
got
even
knocked out with a concussion. All of a sudden, they're like, "No, he's good," because he needed to get like 4 more catches or something.
I mean, it's like it's crazy. Last year, up to week 9,
I just saw that they signed Michael Gallup. I didn't know that until I'm looking right there. They signed. I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's interesting.
Speaking of signing, the other big thing is we don't know what's going on with Terry McLaurin. He's not happy. The team hasn't re-signed him. He wants to get paid. I've made the prediction that I think he's going to end up with the Bills. That could upset the apple cart substantially, but unless that happens, we can only go with what we got. And I think if McLaurin's out there and he plays, dude's money in the bank.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, really, wherever he goes, he's still going to be viable. He's still going to be hugely fantasy viable. He might be more fantasy viable in a couple other places. But
I think if he goes to the Bills, I mean,
it's
money.
moon. Yeah, that's moon.
To the moon.
Yeah, it's to the moon for real.
So I got him going 10-7. You got him at 9-8. So we're virtually right there.
It's not bad off.
It was hard for me. I wanted to put them above the Cowboys, but I just think that overall, if the Cowboys, if Dak stays healthy, which we will roll right into the Cowboys at 11, I got them at 11-6. You have them also at 9-8.
Yeah, I didn't put them over the Cowboys.
I think as a whole, the Cowboys have a better defense, especially if they can get this shit with Michael Parsons figured out. And I think they have a better offense. I think when Dak is on with CeeDee Lamb and now George Pickens on the outside, I just think that they're too good. I think when Dak is healthy, plays the whole season, he's always a QB1.
Oh, and
they're always a top end offense out there. The big question mark obviously is the running game. We don't know what obviously don't know what Miles Sanders has left. We don't know what Javonte Williams has, if he has anything left.
If there's anything there.
Jaden Blue, who they drafted, we don't know what he is, and he was a late round pick. So, but we'll hit the draft picks real quick. They haven't made any splashes really anywhere. They could have made a splash at running back early in this draft, and they didn't. They went offensive line and edge rusher and corner, and then they got Jaden Blue out of Texas in the 5th round, and then they've got Phil Maffa out of Clemson in the 7th round. That was really the only offensive skill positions that they got. The rest they spent on defense or linemen. And so, we were hoping that maybe they would go after Marion Hampton or somebody like that. And they're like, nah, we got it with Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams.
We got Javonte Williams. What are y'all talking about?
But they did go and make a big deal when they went and traded for George Pickens. They sent a 3rd and a 6th over and a 5th, I think. If that pans out, I think it's going to help CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee's been balling with being virtually the only real threat they have on offense. Now they have another true threat. That's just going to, potentially open the field up more for CeeDee. So I think the passing game is going to be super explosive, especially if they can't develop a run game. They just paid Ferguson at tight end. I don't have that here, but I know he just got paid. So Jake Ferguson is the dude there for the foreseeable future, and he's a solid tight end. He's not anything explosive or anything like that, but he's he's basically what Zach Ertz has always been. Maybe a little bit more athletic.
If Dak's out there, Dak likes him. I felt there was a drop off with Ferguson last year, but due to the fact that you were playing with these backups that don't get that one-on-one time, I guess, or whatever. Right. So it's it kind of seemed like a drop off, but I mean, if Dak's out there, we know Ferguson's going to be a target.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Dak's going to feed the receivers. So Dak to me is a sneaky pickup even in fantasy, because like I said, if you go and look at his finishes, if he plays a whole season or a vast majority of the season, he finishes as a QB1. You just put it in the book. And so I think that, the Cowboys are set up for that. And then they did get Joe Milton in a trade with the Patriots. And Joe Milton is interesting to me. I don't think he's somebody that's going to push Dak out, but he is somebody that if Dak goes down, he brings a little bit more spice to the quarterback position than, excuse me, what's his lips that they've had. I can't remember his name. The white dude. I can't.
I don't know why I can't think of his name either. I'm
a stupid name.
I'm blanking. I gotta.
I feel like he's like on the Ravens now or something crazy. Anyway, that dude, I can see his face and I can't. I know they had DiNozzo or whatever his name was for a minute, but the guy they had over him who actually wasn't
DiNucci.
Yeah, DiNucci. That's right. I'm thinking of Tony
DiNozzo.
DiNozzo.
You said DiNozzo.
I did from NCIS. God, what was that dude's name? You got to find it.
I'm gonna find it.
God,
it's gonna come up.
But anyway, Joe Milton does add a little bit more. Cooper Rush. There it is. I knew it was like the whitest name that's ever been.
He did sign with Baltimore Ravens too. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like if the whitest name and like he's also his name is like an action hero.
It is
like our detective Cooper Rush.
He's like the new Red Rocket. The younger Red Rocket. He's 31 too now. God, he's been in the league forever. I didn't realize he'd been in the league that long.
So we'll see. I don't expect Joe Milton to take him to the Super Bowl, but I do think that if Dak goes down, Joe Milton might be fantasy viable just because of his athletic ability back there, and because in a little bit that we have seen from him, he looks like he's competent.
In Dynasty, I picked him up quite a few places because I'm super cheap.
Right? Yeah, like, he's free.
You can see, you can set him down, and I've got Dak in one of the leagues, so it's like kind of nice to have that cup accidentally. Right. It wasn't intentional, but. It's still it is nice to have that cup.
All right. Let's see. We did the Giants already. The Eagles. There we go.
Yep. Top team in the division.
Super Bowl champs. We already know this team is stacked. They have one of the best front offices, maybe the best current front office in the NFL. These guys are playing. They're playing chess while everybody else is playing with themselves.
Monopoly. They're playing Monopoly or Life or
they. It's just it's crazy what they're able to do. But of course, they didn't really need to do a ton in free agency. They did go pick up AJ Dillon, which helps them. I think, just if nothing else, he can get back there on the tush push plays and just basically
booty cheek it across the line.
Booty cheek Jalen Hurts on through the line.
God, could you imagine all the booty on the back of that line though now?
God.
Man.
So much booty cheeks out there.
Man.
They did get DTR, which I don't really care about that. That dude's hot garbage.
Yeah, but they got rid of Pickett, so that's a good thing. So
also
they lightened the team.
Garbage. And of course, in the draft, they just went and drafted another first-round pass rusher and things like that. They loaded up on.
At least he's not from Georgia, though.
That's
so, I mean,
true.
They back up.
But they still got him a Georgia player in the 5th round. They're we're not getting out of this draft without one Georgia player.
They got to hold true to that. Exactly. They're going to get.
They probably got a contract with Georgia or something. It's like you got to draft at least one of our players every year.
Yeah, top 5 rounds.
Yeah, but of course you got Jalen Hurts, the most hated best quarterback in the league. Which you're going to put some hate on him in a minute,
a little bit, yeah.
But it's like every time I turn around, it's everybody's trying to replace Hurts, but dude's got a ring now, so good luck with that.
Yeah, no matter now.
He had a great season last year, and I'd expect him to have another great season this year. Of course, he has Saquon Barkley, who was the best running back in the world last year. And I expect as long as he's healthy, I mean, he had so many touches last year. And if you look at historically, when guys get as many touches as Barkley got last year, what happens the next year? It's like a overwhelming percentage of them miss games. And it's generally for an injury. And I don't want to put that on Barkley. It's just, it's hard to get that much work and then come back out and play an entire season. So hopefully Barkley can be part of that small percentage that does it. And then you got on the outside, you have 2 great receivers, AJ Brown, probably easily one of the top 7 or 8 receivers in the NFL currently.
He's going to be what I would consider an elite receiver, like we talked about last time.
Yeah, I would throw him.
He's an elite receiver. Yes.
Yes. He definitely has the potential to be. He could be the QB or wide receiver 1 for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then on the other side, you got the Slim Reaper,
Devonta
Smith, who, he's just been super solid out there, and we keep expecting him to take that next step. But it's hard when you have such a prolific offense and so many skill positions. Top-notch players everywhere else. Everybody's got to get fed. But I think this could be a year that Devonta Smith takes it to that next level, where he really starts solidifying himself as one of the top, 10 to 12 receivers in the league.
Yeah. And
I think he has the potential for that. And then Dallas Goedert, as long as he can stay healthy, he is a top-notch tight end as well. So this team really doesn't have any weaknesses. You're going to want to get pieces everywhere you can.
Oh, yeah.
They're, I expect them to make another run. I got them at 13-3. I think.
12-5.
Yeah, so
you got them at 13-4.
13-4. Yeah. Well, no, they're just not going to. They're going to be nice and just not play the last game.
Well, that's practically what happened last season. So yeah, I get that. I can see.
Yeah,
I can see where that's actually a thing. Because. Yeah. But yeah, no, I got them 12-5. I mean, and I think there was one game where I kind of volleyed off, but I do. They like you said, they're still complete. Nothing's changed.
Yeah,
they got that tush push is nearly undefendable. Yes. I mean,
it for them it is. Every other team can't figure out.
They haven't figured out. Yeah,
well, you got to get a quarterback back there that can deadlift like 900 pounds, and you can do that if you get a quarterback and deadlift a bajillion pounds, then that helps.
I wonder what Saquon's probably doing similar to that, and then of course you throw
AJ Dillon
into this mix.
Deadlift.
They're gonna
the sun.
What if instead of the tush push now they just lift Jalen up and then let him fall over the defenders?
Well, no, they're going to both get behind it and just like push him through.
Yeah, just through people. Be funny if they just lift him up by his legs and he just falls forward and gets the yard. You know what I mean? Just bloop, and he's across the line. It doesn't even matter anymore. Oh God, yeah. No, I can only imagine what the weight room is like with those guys in there.
They don't have enough weights for them. They had to bring in more weights.
Well, they gotta they all have to work out in shifts.
The squat.
They can't work there together.
The squat rack. They had to reinforce the bar. I'm sure. Because they're just like we can't put any more plates on this bar. It's going to break.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
All right. Well, from that, let's. The Panthers are playing right now, and all I see is Tetaroa McMillan has arrived.
Oh,
so
nice.
I can't wait to see that play. But yeah, let's move on to our smash, pass, and sleeper. All right, I'll go ahead and kick it off with my smash. My smash is George Pickens. He is going off the board at wide receiver 29, 69 overall.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any. If everybody stays healthy, I don't think there's any world that George Pickens doesn't finish at least wide receiver 20.
Yeah, no,
or higher. I can't in my mind fathom that as a possibility of it not happening. Now, of course, if Dak gets hurt or if George gets hurt, everything changes. But we base all this thought on everybody staying healthy, and I can't see him being a wide receiver 29 at the end of the season. Like I said, so long as everybody stays healthy.
Exactly. What's his highest finish so far? Just
probably last year.
I just I'm a huge Pickens fan. That guy can come down with just about everything, but
yeah, like athletically, he is absolutely one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Wide receivers.
Yeah,
he could be one of the top quarterbacks if they trained him to be there.
Yeah, so 2 seasons ago he finished 30 overall, but that was on the shoulder of 106.
Well, and a half is 26 overall. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I looked at the wrong one.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's had 1,100 yards, and that's only 5 touchdowns. That's low. Right. I think you got Dak out there slinging the ball around.
In his league, he hasn't had the most competent quarterback play.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and this low on touchdowns too. So, I can easily see him being 18, 20, 22. Yeah, no, I definitely get on board with that.
All right. Well, who's your smash?
My smash is for a similar reason, and also the wide receiver 2 on the team, Devonta Smith. Like you said,
nice.
Comeback year. I mean, he's already finished top 10 once in his career. He finished 9, I think, one year, and he's going off. I don't know. It's like
I'm pulling it up right now.
I meant to write it down, and I did not write it down this time, but
there it is. He's going off at wide receiver 25, 52 overall.
Yeah. And last year was a step back.
Yeah, again, if he stays healthy, everybody stays healthy. I don't see him finishing. I don't know, 15 or probably 15 or higher.
So 2 years ago, he finished 19. Last year, he finished 27. Last year, he missed a couple games. I think he had a concussion.
Right.
He was out for 2 weeks or whatever. But even still, if we look at 3 years ago, he was wide receiver 9. I mean, A.J. Brown was still there, and he was wide receiver 7 or something. So, I mean, we know that he's got the talent. He can get it, and he only had 89 targets last year. So that picks up. Everything progresses. I think it's all going to turn around. Defenses are going to.
Yeah, I would say 20 or more. I'm going to revise. I said 15. I would say more around. If he's, I put him and Pickens kind of in that same range.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. Like if I can get Devonta Smith at wide receiver 25 and he finishes 20 or even 19, similar with that.
The thing is too, what you're getting with him at 25, you're getting somebody that's potentially. To me, his floor is 5 spots above that. Yeah. But his upside is top 10.
He could eat, he's been top 10 before.
Right.
So, I mean, and I want to be part, you always want a part of a team like this.
Exactly.
And you want the best value on it.
Yes.
So if you want to spend, you can grab A.J. Brown at wide receiver 10, or you can wait off and get Devonta Smith and potentially
in the fifth
get
round.
Yeah, and potentially get somebody who could be a wide receiver 10.
Yes.
Late, whichever. So I don't know. I'm smashing on Devonta Smith this year. I think it's going to be a good year for him.
All right. Well, who you passing on?
His quarterback. And it's not like hater.
Yeah, haterade.
You're going back to he's going off at QB4 and
Jalen Hurts is Rodney Dangerfield.
He gets no respect.
Never gets it, no matter what he does.
Respect.
No matter what this dude does. You look at what he did in Alabama. Okay, national championship, Heisman winner, gets replaced by Tua. Okay, he goes to Oklahoma, balls out, gets drafted in the second round. Everybody's like, this dude's garbage. He comes out halfway into the season, does pretty decent for the Eagles. Everybody's like, got to replace him. The next year, does good, got to replace him. And now he's won a Super Bowl. You're like, nah.
Like, no, a
QB4. We're not going to really worry about it overall because it's a single QB league, but he's going off at QB4. And so you don't like that at QB4.
I don't personally
who would you take over him? Would you take Joe Burrow over him? Would 100%. You take Mahomes over him?
Yes, this year I probably would take Mahomes.
Really?
I really would.
Baker?
Between Baker,
I would take Baker over Mahomes. Me?
Oh no, I don't know.
So by that logic, if you're going to take Mahomes over Jalen, you have to take Baker.
I probably would. Yeah, I mean, and I'd probably take Bo Nix over him too. I don't.
So we're down to QB8.
But at that point, it's like you're talking like there's probably 10 to 15 points between these quarterbacks in the finish. And I think there's running backs and wide receivers and other value overall that I would go after. But I'm not a first-round quarterback guy or a fourth-round quarterback guy most of the time. So, I mean, you're talking like I got to take Jalen Hurts and the –
Well, that's why I'm just looking at – that's why I said not worried about the overall because neither one of us are early quarterback guys.
And that's
but we can speak this – if we just stick to the quarterbacks
in general, I'm definitely taking Joe Burrow.
We can talk because in Superflex we would take the quarterback early.
Burrow all day long. I would take him over Jalen Hurts. I think Burrow. So
I just want to let you know. I'm just going to put it out there. He's going off at 4. I get that.
Yes.
All right. He's gone here in the last 4 years. 9, 3, 2, 8.
Yes.
All right. So now I get that if he goes 9 or 8, then you have lost value, but. If I take a quarterback at QB4 and he finishes QB8, am I disappointed? A little bit, but I'm not like. To me, I guess what I'm saying is, what Jalen Hurts gives me is I'm confident I have a top 8 quarterback, even if I got to take him at 4.
Yeah,
he gives me security. Whereas if Joe Burrow, he does not have that kind of consistency of the last 4 years. Baker Mayfield doesn't have that consistency. Patrick Mahomes damn sure don't have that consistency in fantasy.
That's surprising.
What?
Have you looked at Mahomes' finishes the last?
Well, they're like 7, 11. I think he finished last year.
Last year he finished 11th.
Yes.
And then he finished 8, 1, 4, 4, 7, 1.
But if you look at his consistency of But
I'm just saying, as far as that argument goes,
the last 2 years Mahomes has not is before. If we're talking about the Mahomes before the last 2 years, then yes,
he finished 8 2 years ago and then 11 last year,
right?
And and he doesn't have the rushing upside and the touchdown. He was low on touchdowns.
Burrow doesn't have the rushing upside. Mahomes doesn't have it. Baker doesn't have it. Nix does have it a little bit. It's just hard for me to justify. I mean, look, I respect your opinion, but.
Where do you think Burrow finished last year?
He was like 5.
3.
He was 3.
He finished 3 overall.
Burrow had a hell of a year, but he had to throw 44 touchdowns.
43.
43 touchdowns to get there.
And,
So
I mean, that's
it's-
about what Jalen Hurts had total.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like 25 or 26 and then 15 rushing.
Right.
So, I mean, he had, 15 total or 40 total touchdowns just about. So,
But how
similar
many
numbers.
But where
and
did
all.
Burrow finish the year before?
Well, he was injured.
Exactly. And where did he finish the year before?
4.
Okay. What did he finish the year before?
7.
So he had 2 years. I thought he was injured that year before.
He got injured his rookie year, and then he played 2 solid years, and then he got injured again, and then he played last year.
if you want to take Burrow over him, I'm not going to argue that. To me, it's like Burrow. I mean, based off what I saw with that defense, he's going to throw 60 touchdowns this year. If he's healthy.
And 25,900 yards.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
he's going to break
Yeah.
Brees' career record next year.
But
yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
and-
To me, Jalen Hurts for me is just like a nice warm security blanket.
Yeah, you could set him and forget him.
Yeah,
and-
I don't have to worry about him killing me. If you go look at his game log every week, he never has a 5-point week.
yeah.
He never has an 8-point week. It's always 12. His worst weeks are like 12, if I'm not mistaken.
When it comes down to quarterbacks for me, it's like if I could take a wide receiver or running back now at this point, where I would have to take. So not necessarily.
Yeah,
I'm in this predicament.
No,
I could take Jalen Hurts
I'm
right
definitely
now.
not taking him in the 4th round.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I could take Jalen, the only way I'm going to get Jalen Hurts is right now
Yes.
in this 4th round.
Right.
Or I can grab, I don't know. I don't even know what to think of a name.
Well, here I will click overall, and
Just because,
this
like,
is in a
it's-
single QB
you
league.
come into value at that point, not
So
necessarily.
He was going 42. All right, so you got Mike Evans, Kenneth Walker, Chuba, DJ Moore, Rasheed Rice.
James Conner, Courtland
Yeah.
Sutton, DK Metcalf.
I would take DK over him. I would probably take Courtland Sutton. I would take James Conner over him. I would take Chuba over him. I wouldn't take Kenneth Walker. I
wouldn't take. I'd probably take Mike Evans. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I mean,
I might take Devonta
Smith
over him. Based off of the highlight, I did this on my phone. I might take Tedrow McMillan after I watch that highlight.
Yeah, you may want to grab him up right now.
I might take him in the 1st round. I don't know.
Just get your
Let's
guy.
go.
Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those where if I'm put in a situation where I either have to draft him now or I don't get him, and that's where it's got to be a pass because I just feel like I can grab other value. And I can get somebody that's going to be close in value later.
Yeah.
If 30 points separates him from Patrick Mahomes next year and Hurts finishes 4 and Mahomes finishes 5, then you could have grabbed somebody that would have.
I mean, like you look at it last year, he finished 8 and Mahomes finished 11.
Yeah.
What was the point separation?
That's
probably like 25 points.
That's
or something.
it's probably
So
something.
I can respect that.
And that's the only, and I say that because this division, there's so much good talent, it's hard to really pass on anybody.
Yeah.
So I gotta draw a line and go, hey, I don't hate the guy. I would love to have him on my team, but at some point I got to pick somebody that I don't want to put
pay
as
that
much
4th round price.
I don't want to pay as much for it as when I can get something else that could potentially work.
You'd be
out.
happier to take him in the 5th.
If I could get him in the 5th or
Yes.
in that later round, it would be no problem. But yes,
Well, my pass is the entire Cowboys backfield. And
what?
Yeah, that's because is somebody going to shake out? Most likely. Is somebody going to be viable? Absolutely. Hey, quick question: who the fuck's it going to be?
Probably Dak Prescott. I actually heard they're bringing Zeke back.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean,
That was a joke. I did not hear that at all. There's no standing behind that at all.
I don't know. Like James Blue was a late round pick. Miles Sanders has been hot doo-doo garbage since he left the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't.
And Javonte Williams, ever since he got injured, he turned into a 75-year-old man.
We keep wanting the Javonte Williams of late to show.
And now
but
this will be his second year after that major injury. Maybe he's got something left, but there's nothing thus far. There's no information that showed me or told me that.
Yeah,
So.
sometimes that's what it is though. It's that second year they just blow up, and it's a new offense. I'm not like. I want to talk it into existence. I'll put it this way. I have all the shares everywhere of Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
And I would
that's
love.
because 2 years ago you went all in.
I did.
You pushed all your chips in.
I was like
everywhere you could get him, and then he got hurt. And man,
I was done.
and you haven't been able to offload him.
It was.
Hey, to your credit, you haven't tried to.
I really haven't. I'm like, look, I'll just wait because sometimes when you spend it. whether you get your investment back, it's just better not to get rid of it.
You're just going to ride this boat. That's where I am with McCaffrey, and I'm on the opposite. I've spent so much for him that it's like I'm never going to recoup that cost.
And multiple times in the same league. So
yes, one of those trades involved Deshaun Watson, which I'm glad.
Yeah, that worked out. Yeah.
But and multiple times in the same league, I've traded him and traded him away, and then traded to get him back.
Oh yeah,
and then traded away, and then traded to get him back.
Yeah, and this is all just last year.
No, it isn't.
No, total joke. But yes, it was.
He's like, whenever Cam was at the end of his career, that's the way it was with me and Cam. Is like, I couldn't quit him as much as I wanted to. All right. Well, the Cowboys backfield. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to define it. And therefore I'm going to stay the fuck away from it. Now, I do understand that there's this, there is value to be found in ambiguous backfields. But the thing is that if you're talking about an ambiguous backfield, you generally have two people who are both fantasy viable if they get touches.
Yeah.
I don't think Miles Sanders, if they came out tomorrow and they said, hey, Javonte Williams is going to be our starter or Miles Sanders is going to be our starter, I still don't think they're fantasy viable.
It's still hard to trust it. Yeah, exactly.
So this ambiguous backfield, I don't even know if there's value there if they come out and tell us who's going to start.
Yeah.
And right now I don't know who it is. Now, again, I could be wrong, and I don't think any of them are expensive. So if you want to take a shot, then take a shot. But for me, I'm just going to avoid it and go get Darius Slayton.
Yeah, which is my sleeper.
Which is your sleeper.
Man, set that up, didn't we?
Yeah, you might as well go into it. I'll go ahead and tell us about your sleeper.
And this guy, I did it again. I didn't even look at where he is going off.
It's way down.
I normally
I don't even know if he's
down.
On the list of
I think
our
he's
ADP.
80. I think he's wide receiver 80 or something like that.
No. Yes, 82.
So okay.
250 overall, which he's free.
Okay, yeah, no, you will get this guy off of your waivers.
If you want Darius Slayton, go get him.
And here's the thing: in his 6-year career, this guy has had nothing but bums thrown to him. Like nobody that can put the ball down with any kind of consistency, nobody with any kind of accuracy, and he is their deep threat guy. He was last year, and look, he had 71 targets last year. And only came down with 39 of them for 500 yards. And he's the deep threat guy. How do you catch 39 balls for 500 yards and you're the guy that's deep threat? You know what I mean?
You have Daniel Jones throw you the ball.
Yes.
Or you have
Tony DeVito with his meatball
or you have
fingers.
Drew Lock throw you the ball. Yes, his meatball. Hey, give me the football.
But I'm like this. So average yard per target was 8.07 and yard per catch was 14.6. So he's turning it upfield. He's getting yardage after the catch, and now he's got a competent quarterback in Russell Wilson who could potentially get him the ball.
You still hope he doesn't blow both his hamstrings when he starts. Yeah. Talk about injury prone. This dude knows all about getting hurt.
It's so I just fingers crossed. I want him to get out there and I want him to get good targets. And I think that he can easily have. So he finished 72 last year, but he finished 45 the year before, 51 the year before on similar targets. And
but look at the games played.
That's what it's.
Okay, in my mind, he's been hurt every year.
Yeah, he's missed a game or two here or there, but
who am I thinking of?
I'm thinking of
that other Giants receiver that went to the Bucks and played for the Bucks. He was like a college receiver with Baker. I shouldn't.
The one that went to the.
Him and Darius Slayton they were together in the Giants for a minute.
Oh, okay.
I'll look it up while you.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up. But I feel this guy, I mean, he's finished like 40, 50, 54, 37 in his career, and he's had similar targets, similar catches, similar yardage. I mean, he's yard after catch, he's averaging 6-8 yards every year after he gets the ball.
Sterling Shepard,
yeah.
He's guys hurt all the time.
Yeah, he's definitely always hurt.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this guy, he gets the ball and he turns upfield, he gets 6-8 yards. So, I mean, if he gets a competent quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And they just paid him.
And listen, we know that Russell's not like, we're not saying Russell's Joe Montana. But based off of the level of competency that's been in New York, he is Joe Montana.
Yeah, oh, no, 100%. This is New York Joe Montana coming in under center right now. Yeah. And let's say Jameis starts too. Darius could eat
Everybody eats if Jameis is at quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
The
defenders, corners, linebackers.
Safeties,
it doesn't matter. They all
wide
eat.
receivers, tight ends.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Some refs might turn around and get the ball in their hand. You don't know what's going on. They showed that video where Jameis. So they told the Giants told the quarterbacks in practice this last week that if any of the quarterbacks could hit the goalpost, I think they're like the 50-yard line or something, like off on the side. If they could hit the goalpost, they'd shut down walkthrough for that day, and everybody get to go practice or go home early or whatever the situation was. And the first quarterback, Russell, overshot it, and then Winston's over here talking about everybody needs to come to Sunday.
You got to hit the cross member,
the goalpost or whatever. And then he's telling everybody, y'all gonna come to church with me or something, because that's who's gonna get this to it. And he just turned around, just went loop, and slammed it into. I think he pictured it as a defender, and just knew the ball was it had to be intercepted if it hit that. And
absolutely,
he nailed it. But so everybody cheered, and go Jameis.
I guess it makes sense with Jameis. Like, he's going to give it to you whether you want it or not.
Exactly.
Whether you agree to it or not, you're going to get it from Jameis.
It's coming to you. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if he gets in, then it's going to be a heyday for everybody.
Everybody's going to eat. Yeah. And if you're getting this guy off of waivers right now, you could literally go. You've already drafted. You're looking at. You could look at this guy on your waivers, and he got paid to be a receiver. I'm not saying the guy, but he got.
I mean, they paid him
$36 million for 3 years.
Yeah, it's $12 million a year. He didn't get paid to sit on the sideline.
Exactly. So they're going to utilize.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think he's definitely going to be the other receiver on the outside.
Yes.
It's just. Let's get him the ball. Let's figure out a way to get him the ball and make him a more competent receiver.
Correct.
All right. Well, my sleeper is on the same team, and it's Wan'Dale Robinson. And
there's lots of sleepers to be had on this team.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson's going off at wide receiver 71, 208th overall. So he's a little bit higher than Darius Slate, but you know why? Because he had 140 targets last year.
Oh yeah, that's twice the targets. Yeah.
But they were all like 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. But if he catches, if he gets a little bit farther out, if there's a bigger threat on the offense when it comes to multiple threats, then maybe he gets more space to work in. And so
I think he just got those targets because that's as far as the quarterbacks could throw. Both of our arguments we said for our players say that the quarterbacks can't throw the ball. It's like if the guy goes too far downfield, it gets overthrown or underthrown or whatever. Yeah, and then if he goes out there and turns, he gets 140 targets.
Yes.
If Darius Slate would just run a little bit and stop and turn around, he got hit in the face 100 times.
It might have been that Wan'Dale wasn't supposed to get all those targets. They were just underthrown balls to Darius Slayton.
They both ran the outside route. Yeah, and Wan'Dale was a little slower.
Yeah, Wan'Dale wasn't as fast as Darius. So when he was throwing to Darius Slayton, he underthrew it, and
it just fell into Wan'Dale's hand. And just like, what is this?
Yeah, except Wan'Dale, he quit running about 5 yards out. He's like, I'm not going to run with him.
Yeah, it's not even supposed to come to him, and the defender's not on him, so it's like, why am I still running? He stops and turns around, and just the ball lands in his hand. It's like, oh shit, yeah.
But yeah,
I got to rewatch the games now. This is a
new idea. I just couldn't pass up a guy who had 140 targets last year getting drafted at 71 overall.
Yeah, no, it can't go but up.
I think he's going to be the number 3 receiver in this offense, and so if he can go out there and get 120 this year, but they're more competent targets than Russell in a more competent offense. I mean, we talked about how they only scored 16 touchdowns as a team last year,
and with a better backfield. I mean, they got Scatterby there. There's going to be more threats just in general for the offense, so the defenses aren't going to be able to just shut down the only guy that's getting thrown to the whole game. So I mean, it's definitely going to have to go other places, and it's definitely going to be better targets.
When I say 16, I meant passing. By the way, I want to make sure I'm pretty sure it was just passing.
Yes.
I'm double checking right now. But no, you're right. It's 15. You said it
15?
earlier.
Okay.
I thought it was 16, but you're right.
Well, I said like 15 because the number didn't it wasn't. I wasn't confident, but I felt like it was.
As an entire team, they had 15 passing touchdowns. So if Wan'Dale gets 4 more touchdowns last year, then he skyrockets.
That dude's going to finish like 36, and nobody's going to know what to do. And we're going to be over here laughing like,
because everybody's gonna be like, how did Wandell finish as a wide receiver 3? And I was like, he had 100. When I heard he had 140 targets, I almost wrecked my truck.
What if he has like 62 targets and he still finishes 36 overall?
It's possible. I remember the day that I heard that he had 140 targets. I called you and I'm like, hey, just off the top of your head, how many targets do you think Wandell Robinson had? And you were like, 58.
Yeah, I guessed high. I was like, you know what?
You're like, he's only asking me because it's more than I think.
Yep.
So I'm going to go high and I'm going to say 58.
And I was wrong.
I was like, try adding about 100 to that, homie.
It's crazy because like I have him a few places and like I just didn't see the points. Like it didn't.
No, the points did not correlate with the target.
With the target, and that's what really messes you up. Is like, okay, so he got me like 6 to 8 points a week, so he probably averaged like 4 targets a week at times 17.
Yeah,
that's my math. Trying to figure it out, and I'm like, what? That's 68 targets. Let me go a little under that because I didn't feel like that.
Well, you might have said 68. Maybe I was wrong, but
I mean, even still, like I didn't imagine he was getting freaking almost 8 targets a game. Like.
He had more targets than Terry McLaurin did.
Yeah, no doubt. Exactly. Terry only had like 107 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, there it is. There's the NFC East breakdown for what it is. Just average breakdown.
Just an average breakdown.
Next week, either Monday or Tuesday, we will be breaking down the NFC North, and then on the back side of the week, we'll be breaking down the South. We're going to try to bring in somebody or somebody's, some Falcon fans. We'll try to get Terrell in here or Bus or both when we do the South and see if we can get some Falcon perspective when we do that. And then y'all can, because, a little bit of change up from mine and Matt's docile tones.
Dorsal fin.
Whatever
it is that you're listening to, a little different from that.
However you want to describe it.
Exactly.
But until then, if anything we say or do helps you get to that average place in your league, that means we did our jobs. Because when you finish average, Matt,
you don't finish last.
That's 100% right. So I hope you guys are doing good out there, and we will talk to you next week.
Later.
Holla.